Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. Good to see you all here today. First off, just to let you know, this lecture is recorded and will be available on the unit website along with the lecture handout. We have also posted Nancy's contact information in the Zoom chat box. So if you have any questions after today's lecture, you can reach out to her. I'd like to welcome our guest speaker today, Nancy Joe. Many of us here today know Nancy to be a fearless and oftentimes intimidating presence at the bridge table. But what you may not know is Nancy is truly a kind-hearted person, as evidenced in her lovely daughter, Laura. Nancy has been playing bridge since the 1980s. She is a Sapphire Life Master and the winner of the Bridge Center of Austin Brownie Throwdown in 2017. Nancy has gained recognition as a very accomplished and extremely strategic bridge player. She continues to be a student of the game and loves to challenge herself by learning all different types of conventions and playing styles. Today, Nancy is going to share with us some insight on why she likes to bid a lot. So without further ado, Nancy Joe.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Nancy. Some of you may know me as I Bid a Lot on BBO. Over the last 30 years, I've developed a reputation as a notorious overbidder. Today, I'm honored to share a few of my methods so you too may develop this distinction. Thank you all for tuning in today, because I know that there's nothing more fun than hearing about a bridge hand that you didn't play. So let's get started. Sorry. So here I am on I Bid a Lot. So I hope to see you there. So why I Bid a Lot? It's fun, it's exciting, it streamlines decision-making, it puts pressure on the opponents. It makes me a better declarer, and it makes my partner a better declarer, and it improves everyone's sense of humor. So we're going to first talk about bidding game at no trump. So on this particular hand, I opened one no trump with a 16 count, and my partner East has 9 high card points. As we know, when you have 8 or 9 high card points, you invite to game, and which my partner did. And evaluating my hand, even though I do love to bid a lot, I had a 4-3-3 aceless hand and decided in this rare moment to pass. But looking at East's hand, he has a 5-card suit, and so he should elevate his hand to a 10 count. And if he had insisted on game, we would have gotten 79% of the match points instead of 41%. In addition, if you are a 15 to 17 point no trump opener and responder invites, you should always bid game with a 5-card suit, even if you're at 15. So a few years ago, I started using losing trick count as a tool to evaluate my opening hands in first and second seat, because shape and fit are often more accurate measures for determining the optimal level of a makeable contract. I don't open 12-point hands if they have 8 or more losers. I will open a 10 or a rare 9 count at the 1 level with 7 or fewer losers. Keep in mind that losing trick count is applicable for suit contracts after a trump fit has been established. So the formula for using losing trick count is to look at your hand and count your losers. You add your partner's losers. You deduct this total from 24, and the answer is the number of tricks the partnership can be expected to take. Now, in the handout, here's a website page I found that can explain more about losing trick count to those of you that are unfamiliar with it. But say if you have a void in a suit, you have no losers in the suit. If you have a singleton, you can only have one loser. If you have a doubleton, you count, the most losers you can have in a suit is how many cards you hold in a suit. But if you have 3 or more cards in a suit, you can have as many as 3. And if you're missing the ace, king, or queen, that each counts as a loser. So as you can see in these examples. So one should always evaluate their hand based on trick-taking ability and not points. So if you look at this hand, I opened 1 club in first seat, and my opponent, East, decided to make a preemptive 2-diamond overcall, yet he held 5 hearts. East should consider overcalling 2 no trump, the 2 lowest unbid suits. Then it would be clear to West that hearts is the trump suit. But can you see what happened here? I opened a club. East bid 2 diamonds with 6 diamonds and 5 hearts. Now my partner South had 8 high card points. And it is a misconception that if you pass, it means you don't have any values. He actually has values, but he doesn't deny holding values when he passes, since North is still has an opportunity to bid. And also my 1 club opener could be as few as 2. So West, with a really good hand, with an opening hand, bids 2 spades, which is forward going. Then East decides to show his 5-card heart suit, and West bids her 6-card spade suit, and they end up playing in our 7-card fit. So they were down 2 and we got 100. Now at the other table, East overcalls their 5-card suit, although they have a 6-card diamond suit. And South makes a negative double, and West makes a Q bid. Now the Q bid, West in this case is showing a limit raise or better, but it also could mean that it's a general forcing bid. But after the Q bid, East, holding 8 points, decides, well, I don't really have a great hand. And so she just rebid 3 hearts. But she has 6-5 and let's count the number of losers East has. She has no losers in spades, 2 losers in hearts, 2 losers in diamonds, and 2 losers in clubs. So that's a 6-loser hand. And an average opening hand is a 7-loser hand. And have you ever heard 6-5 come alive or 5-5 come alive? So East should definitely be more optimistic about his hand and bid game. But I think if East did elect to bid 1 heart and West invites, she can bid 3 diamonds, and West will certainly get to game then. I'd like this presentation to be as interactive as possible. So if anyone has any questions, please speak out and ask. Here's another hand, 5-5 come alive. So my partner West opens 1 club and there's a 1 heart overcall. And I bid 1 spade. 1 spade shows 5 spades because if I'd only held 4, I would have made the negative double. South raises to 2 hearts. I mean, if I were South holding 4 hearts and knowing I had a 9-card fit with my partner, I would have jumped to 3 hearts just to make it a little harder for the opponents. But a lot of people think, well, I can bid 3 hearts later. But when you don't, when you don't bid a lot the first time, you don't put the pressure on the opponents. So now West is able just to bid 2 spades. And, you know, I'm 5-5. Once I find a fit, I'm jumping to game. And so you can see that we got 62 of the match points for being in game. Here's another 5-5 come alive. So on this hand, East with 12 high card points passed an opening seat. And he passes because he has 9 losers. And I opened in 3rd seat, 1 heart. And East bids reverse jury showing a limit raise in hearts. Then South comes in and makes 2 spade overcall. Now my hand, I have an aceless hand and 12 points, but I'm 5-5. Also, I can reevaluate up to 15. And so I bid game because you only decline an invitation with a balanced minimum of 11 or 12 points. And that's one thing I want to get across to everyone is bid game unless you have 11 or 12 and no shortness. You're going to see your match point scores rise. On this hand,
Nancy, I have a question.
yes,
Does your strategy for bidding game or not, is there any difference between playing on a team event versus just regular pairs? Does a
Well-
different strategy for that?
well, you know, there are different strategies because you want to be in a game, in a team game, especially if you think the other table will be there. But I'm a match point player, and when anyone invites me on their team, I warn them I'm a match point player and I play match points almost at the way I bid in a team game. But of course, the way you play a hand during a team game is that you just ensure the contract. But I'm not afraid to double for penalty at a team game because when people realize that you won't double, you let them get away with murder. So I don't allow that.
Okay.
Good question. So on this hand, I opened a club and East with a great hand bids 1 diamond. And you can see that he has a 5 loser hand and 14 high card points. So it looks great, but really this hand is only great if you're playing in diamonds, correct? So I'm South and I have 6 spades and 4 hearts. I bid 1 spade. My partner rebids 2 clubs. Now East thinks I've got to let my partner know I've got diamonds, and he bids 4 diamonds. I bid 4 hearts and my partner bids 4 spades. Does anyone see a problem with that? Well, we get 77% of the match points by being in game because, okay. I'm sure you're seeing a trend here with these hands I found for us. Here's another 6-4 hand where my partner West opens 1 diamond. He has 6 diamonds and 4 spades. North overcalls one heart, and I make the negative double. So here I show 4 spades. If I had 5, I would have bid 1 spade. And South timidly bids a redouble, showing heart support. Now, with that hand, I would have jumped to 4 hearts because I would be in a 10 card fit. But they made it easy on us, and West raises to 2 spades. Now, if I were West with 6-4, I would have jumped to 3 spades because with 6-4, you bid more. But he bid 2 spades, North passes, and I decided to, even though I'm to bid 3 spades, because I can anticipate that South is going to bid hearts again, and I don't want to lose the momentum of the bidding, and that allowed my partner to bid game. And again, we're at the top of the match point board. I'm sorry, I can't see what the chat says because I'm in this program. Does
Eleanor
anyone-
had a question.
Okay,
She wanted
can
to know on the previous hand, why do you bid 4 hearts at that level?
Okay, I'm sorry, which hand is that?
The one that you bid 4 hearts at the 4 level. Yeah, yeah, that hand.
Oh, here it is. This hand, because I initially responded 1 spade, and partner, has a doubleton spade, so he rebids his club suit, and East bids 4 diamonds. And so now, if I have a choice, do I bid 4 hearts or do I bid 4 spades? I just want to give my partner an opportunity to bid in case he has a 4-card heart suit. East has now made it a lot harder for me. And I just wanted a partner to take a choice. I'm showing at least 5 spades, maybe 5 hearts, or it was a choice. I needed my partner to find which major he wanted to be in. Does that answer the question? Okay. You're going to have to read me the chat because I can't access it once I'm in this program.
I'll read them to you as they come in. And that was the one she was addressing. Thank you.
Okay. So there's another chat in there, but
anyone who wants to ask a question can unmute themselves and ask with audio also. But everyone's muted at the moment.
okay. So let me make sure I'm on the right one. Okay. So this is a very interesting hand. In second seat with 8 high card points, I elected to open this hand 1 spade because it only had 6 losers. And looking at this hand, I felt if I don't get in the bidding right away, I think I'm going to have to compete against the minors. So I opened 1 spade, and North bids the unusual no trump, which is kind of what I had anticipated. And East bids 3 diamonds, and you can see that that's an alertable bid, which is the invisible Q bid or lower. And she is telling me that she has a limit raise or better in spades. And so what do I do? Do you accept the limit raise with 8 high card points? Yes, you do, because you only decline an invitation if you're at a balanced minimum. And so can you see how many? Let me check. I'm sorry, I'm going to try to be able to look at my full screen. I have to do this. Okay, so here we got 91% of the match points for being in the game. Okay, on this hand, my partner is South, and he opens one spade. And I gave him, and there was a takeout double. And I bid 2 no trump, which is a convention called Jordan, showing a limit raise with 4. I like to play it as a limit raise with 4. Some play it as a limit raise with 3. So I like it to show a 4-card limit raise. And then partner South has to decide, do I bid game? And he declined game. He has, but yet he has an extra trump and he has a singleton. And it made me very sad. But what did I say? You only decline a limit raise invitation if you have a balanced minimum. And yet he had an extra trump. You can think of an extra trump as a great player, Gary Powell, once taught me. Think of that extra trump as an extra ace. Now are you going to bid game? I'd say yes. So he felt, I'm not going to bid game because he's at a minimum. He thinks his 11 count is minimum and he's not vulnerable. Now, on this hand, South opens one spade with a balanced 12 count. And my call of 3 diamonds is a convention that we played that shows a 3-card limit raise. And South, in this instance, who is the same partner from the last hand, bid 4 spades. And you can see that he went down 1. And I asked him why he bid game. And he said he didn't want to miss a vulnerable game playing imps. But I think you want to bid what you can make. And so you can see we lost on this hand because he should not have bid game because he's got a balanced minimum. Okay, on this hand, as West, I have 10 high card points and 6 hearts. And whenever I sit down and play with someone and we go over our convention card and we look at the opening 2-level bids, like our week 2 bids, and a lot of people like to put in that they play 5 to 10 or 11 as their week 2. And I like to cap my week 2 opening bids of a major at 9 high card points because too often a 10 count is too good. You don't want to tell your partner you have a weak hand. So I figure I can open this 1 heart, I can rebid 2 hearts, or I might be able to rebid 2 diamonds. So I opened 1 heart, North overcalls 1 spade, and my partner East has a limit raise or better, and he makes the Q bid of 2 spades. South bids 3 spades, and what do? I bid 4 hearts because I do not have a balanced minimum. I'm unbalanced, so I bid game. And North bids 4 spades, and my partner comfortably doubles this hand because he's got 2 aces and his partner opened. So on this hand, it takes 11 tricks in hearts. And spades goes down 1. Now, if I had not opened this hand, do you think East would have doubled? Probably not. But East, believing that I had an opening hand, doubled, and that gave us 64% of the match points. So here's a hand that we got to slam using losing trick count. As West, I only have 7 losers and a 6-card club suit. So I decided I'd open this hand 1 club, and partner pushed to slam with an 18 count. And we won 12 imps on this board. At the other table, West passed. East opened 1 spade, West bid 1 no trump, and East bid 3 no trump. So just stressing the value of losing trick count when opening a hand. I think it's fun to experiment with new things. So try it. And here's the last hand that I have. I mean, as a rule, if partner opens, I bid slam with an 18 count. Defense is hard. And if we don't give away too many clues in the bidding, the opponents might make a mistake, and then we win all the match points, as we did here. But as you can see, if West does not lead a diamond, I can't make it. And even if West led the 3 of diamonds here, and if East had put in the 9, they would have set it. So sometimes I bid too much. So does anyone have any questions?
So, I mean, when I look at, when you're opening the hands with minimum points, like you had 1 hand you showed you had 8 points. And you chose to open that hand because you had 6 losers. And you had a rebid, right? A rebid is important too, right? Is that part of it? The rules that you have?
I find my partner and I probably have a fit in one of my suits. And if we don't, I find out pretty quickly. I don't want to explore later by allowing the opponents open, and then I have to preempt at 2 spades to show my 6-card spade suit.
That's good. Yeah, very interesting.
So what I just want to stress is with 6-4, take another call. 5-5, take another call. Get to your game. It's exciting. It might make you think about how to develop tricks. It certainly will help your partner become a better declarer.
Well, I like how you back that up with actual result numbers, Nancy, to bolster your case.
Well,
Yes.
well, of course, I had to go through all my BBO hands this year and look for those great cases.
Oh,
Results.
I mean, there's oftentimes that that I do bid a lot, like say in 3rd and 4th seed. In 3rd seed, I'll bid on almost anything, 7 or 8 count, if I think I can open and pass whatever my partner bids. I'll do that. And if my partner has passed and I'm 3rd seat and I have a 5-card suit and I might have an opening hand of 12 or 13, but I think my partner has already passed, I think my chances of getting to game are small. I might preempt at the 2 level just to put the pressure on the opponents. or I often preempt with a 6-card minor suit.
Well,
But thank you.
any other questions for Nancy? Well,
I'm putting my
Good, Nancy.
email address in the chat box. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to contact me.
well, thank you so much, Nancy. That was very insightful. It, you know, gives us a different perspective and some really good food for thought on it to just ponder, being creative and thinking outside the box, I think. So,
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. That was great.
Okay,
well, for now, we're going to say goodbye and hope to see you all at the bridge table.